You're probably thinking, coolest video gamer in this same sentence? You gotta be kidding me. That's a walking contradiction. Gamers aren't cool. Gaming as a whole has been considered the most unattractive hobbies to women, right next to the manosphere. That's a hobby. I did not know. Then my poor child, you clearly haven't heard of Daigo Umehara.
Now, find a new rival.
Daigo's a professional Street Fighter player, also known as the Beast. No, not Mr. Beast, the Beast. He's practically the equivalent of a secret final boss in video games. Sure, you can win the biggest fighting game tournaments ever, but it doesn't mean shit if you can't beat Daigo to a first attempt. He's kinda like Batman with prep time, but what did Daigo Umehara do to achieve such status? Let's start at the very beginning. As a kid, Daigo was always passionate about video games. Despite being taller and stronger than the other kids, he could have done well athletically. But as a kid, he was like, man, I could be gaming. Then he spent 7 years playing Street Fighter. That's how you know he wasn't like fucking around, dude. Like, his father always wanted to support his career and ambitions due to his father and grandfather not following their dreams. They didn't want Daigo to live a life full of regret like they did. But Daigo was really only passionate about one thing: video games, which at the time was an odd career path to follow. Despite Daigo donning the earlier esports scenes and being responsible for one of the most iconic esports moments ever, he had to give it up for a normal job. But Daigo's competitive spirit never dwindled. So to feed that competitive urge that was fueled by video games, he was like, I'm just gonna get really good at Mahjong. And he almost went professional. But despite his success with Mahjong, and he was like, man, I could be gaming. Then he won the biggest fighting game tournament of that year, after not having played Street Fighter for 5 years. Guinness World Record informed Daigo that he had set a record for most successful player in major tournaments of Street Fighter. But the accolades didn't make Daigo happy. No, it was his father's reaction. His father wasn't so sure about video games, but it's reaffirmed to him that his son didn't make the same mistake as he did. Then he won EVO again next year. Bro, Daigo was so incredibly good at Street Fighters that he was able to bend the game's mechanics at will, just because he was just so obsessed with Street Fighter. I'm not joking. Thanks to my obsession with fighting games, I had learned to manipulate characters I was playing at will. Bro was a game bender. Despite this supernatural ability, the social stigma of gamers was that they were antisocial loners.
But I shower about once a week.
But not Daigo. He also said this. The misconceptions did get to him. Letting others' opinions about him dictate what he should do in life led him to his lowest point, where he felt the most aimless and helpless. But to quote #1 New York Times sellers Mark Manson, fuck you. Have you even tried? He also did say this. People do have things that they're passionate about, but they tend to avoid them because they're not deemed as impractical. It's honestly just giving it an honest to good try, even if you do suck. There's this common correlation that passion is synonymous with skill, but those are two different things. Passion is only a feeling, and skill is just your ability. It's possible to be skilled in something and have no passion for it. Daigo Umehara could have gone pro in Mahjong, but bro wasn't feeling it. Sure, it might suck to not being skilled in what you love, but passion will always come first. Skill and talent will come eventually. I think it's okay to have passion separate from your career. Daigo was passionate about gaming, but he never pursued it as a career.
Everybody give it up for Daigo! That's the last time we may ever see him.
If he played tournaments just for the money, as a result, he would neglect the thing he loved. He just played Street Fighter for the love of the game. The ones that are resolute, despite that, have the disposition to be happy with their choice and won't be swayed by bad results. You're probably thinking that I quoted some random ass Greek philosopher like Aristotle or Epictetus. No, that was Daigo fucking Umehara. This guy. When it comes to playing fighting games competitively, Daigo developed a healthy mindset. He doesn't simply play to win, but plays to improve. When you win, that is a clear checkpoint of your skill, but when you lose, that's an opportunity for growth. Daigo would actively play against people he dislikes. By working with those we dislike and confronting our weaknesses, we can shed our skins and make real strides in growth. But in order to achieve that, You need focus. Just because a specific strategy worked doesn't mean that your strategy will be applicable all the time. There are ways to win, but it's not beneficial. Daigo stated that people would try to beat him by playing dirty and exploiting their weaknesses in the game mentally. He considered this to be the coward's way of playing, where he preferred fighting people at their best, because instead of attacking their weaknesses, he would prefer to attack their strength, which has been shown even at his earliest moments. Yeah, the craziest thing about this moment is that he didn't even win the tournament, so it's not about winning. It's about how you win. In fighting games, there are many skills and ways of playing that a player could get good in. Mentality, reaction times, footsies, game knowledge, and stripping. But I want to cover what differentiates Daigo from other fighting game players. Unpredictability. Punk, who recently won EVO for Street Fighter 6, gave tips on how to beat Daigo Umehara. To the actual low tier god, no, not that guy, IDOM, you gotta play Daigo like a scrub.
Daigo play like a scrub, to be honest, and it's so funny because when you realize that, that's when I feel like you're just gonna start beating him. Like, it's like, oh, he's a scrub just like me.
Scrubs in fighting games are players with little to no skill who have an excessive arrogance, someone who blames everyone but himself. Scrubs are surprisingly common. There's even like a whole Twitter page about it. But what separates Scrubs gameplays from Daigo is that it actually works. Daigo was at Grand Finals up against Gamer B, one of the best Street Fighter players at the time. Usually at such high level tournaments, the scrubby way of playing seems to be unoptimal, but Daigo is suboptimally optimal, you know? When he lands a shirt, you can like, oh, that's okay, I can bounce back from this, surely he won't go for it again. Okay, that's fine. Maybe he'll mix it up with a grab and... Oh, no, just another one. No, that's okay. He just caught you off guard. There's no way he'll do it for the third time. You gotta be kidding me. Bro got so good at the Shoryuken that they nerfed it in the next game. There's a reason why Daigo is called the Beast, because he plays like one. Do you know what makes the Lion King of the Jungle? Not his strength, size, speed, it's instincts. I'm pretty sure I saw that from Bleach. Pretty impressive to have a legacy spanning for this long. And there are a bunch of matches of him that can beat your favorite. One of my favorite matches of Daigo is the one where he didn't even win. He was up against Lupe Fiasco. You know, alright, the shows go on. Yeah, that guy, yeah. And he plays just like how he raps. Kick, push, kick, push. I saw that from a YouTube comment. Even after that match, Lupe Fiasco paid respects to Daigo Umehara by bestowing upon him of a pretty cool jacket. It takes peak to recognize peak, you know? And Daigo wouldn't be able to be at the peak if it wasn't for his will to keep winning. At the beginning of the video, I said a cool gamer is a walking contradiction because I thought it would be a fun intro, but to be cool is not to be overly concerned with the opinions of others. Of course, common sense, manners, and respect for others are important, but do not be obsessed with others' opinions because those are out of your control. The courage to be happy also includes the courage to be disliked. Daigo actually lived by this because he only started to feel true happiness when he started not to be concerned with others' opinions. Play that stupid character you love playing so much. Play the characters that are considered low tiers, or start sleeping on public picnic tables. What made Daigo cool wasn't his achievements, it was how he got them. And also being sponsored by Red Bull. Please, Red Bull, please sponsor me